Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar. Yeah, Pablo Escobar. Narcos Season 2, all about Pablo Escobar. Now, Pablo Escobar is the penultimate cocaine king. Netflix did a wonderful job with Season 1, the growth of Pablo. But Season 2 was a darker ride. It wasn't the rise any longer. It was the fall of Pablo Escobar. This was the downslope. And I'm going to tell you, it's always great when you're on the top. But downslopes kill you, especially on ice. And it seemed like Pablo was on a little bit of ice. The second season really delves into the dichotomy, going back and forth between them. The U.S. and Colombian forces going after Pablo, but missing him at every turn. Pablo escaping and ultimately manhandling everybody, basically turning everything into a war zone. In this series, you felt for Pablo. You wanted Pablo to make it out alive, even though you know he never did. But you just wanted him to make it a little bit further. Watching him fall apart, his family fall apart, everything fall apart in front of him. Every one of his sicarios were taken. I'm going to tell you, when all your sicarios are taken, either killed by Los Pepes or taken by the government, that's hard to deal with. Let's be honest. Because I'm thinking all my sicarios, and there's a lot of them out there in Beast Nation, and we're thinking, if they're all taken, what's going to happen? Crickets. Crickets on this channel. Crickets on the other channel. Crickets everywhere. I don't even know how to even deal with that. I would probably just curl up into a ball in that corner, and I would just cry. And I'm surprised Pablo didn't do it. And I don't think Netflix really portrayed that very well. I think he probably did, at least one time. Because there's points in this series where you're like, what are you going to do, Pablo? And you feel for Pablo, you feel bad for Pablo, because basically, he was on top of it all and he came crashing down, just like Lance Armstrong. But what this series does is it shows the entire world what's going on in the Colombian space of the moving of the cocaine, right? The different cartels, the Cali cartel, and how they work among themselves to create Los Pepes, to go after Pablo, to kill everybody he knows. Even the hot reporter from Season 1, she was murdered pretty badly in the season, and that sucked because she was still pretty hot. But Season 2 of Narcos kicked it up a notch, and I was extremely happy with how this ended. And I think we're getting a Season 3. I don't know. But if you've seen this series, let me know what you think, because I'm a big fan of the Narcos series. Believe me, I'm a big fan of cocaine in general. Now, not all the time, of course, because that would be dangerous. But it hit me the other day when I was watching this. Because I don't binge watch series that are really deep. This series was drawn out, and there's an emotional journey with it. Okay, there's a really big emotional journey with it, and it's really hard to go through something like this because you're seeing people die left and right. And look, I like murder like anybody else, a lot. But this is really a kind of a harder look at what was really going on. Now, we don't know if it's all 100% true, because it's probably not. But it was still excruciating to watch as Pablo fell from the top of the mount down the rocky side of the mountain. And it was a rocky fucking slide. This is actually one of my favorite series on Netflix because they put so much emphasis on Pablo, but at the same time they build out the other side of the picture, the other multiple sides, because you have multiple different cartels. And they really kind of show what's going on, the political, without going too deep where we're like, shut the fuck up, get back to killing people and explosions. Overall, Narcos Season 2, 8 out of 10. Great ending to this story. I'm a spoiler. I'm going to miss Pablo. Obviously, you guys know the story. Pablo's going to die, okay? Just to let you know, in real life, he died. And if this is the fall of Pablo, he died in this, okay? We're done. I waited till the very end to tell you that. A very good series, but it's heavy. But boy, when you see all that money all the time, I'm telling you, if I didn't have this channel, I would totally be just slinging dope everywhere. Just saying. There's a lot of money in it. There was an old man once that told me this. Never get into a fight without a rock. And I didn't know what he meant for a long time. And then I got into a fight and I didn't have a rock and I got beat up. So ever since then, I've always brought a big rock. And I've won every fight. And so I'm just giving you that tip. And now that I think about it, I have a rock and you don't. So you probably should subscribe before we fight. To the rock death. You ever been in a fight like that? Rock death fight? Not fun to be killed by a rock. It's really brutal, disgusting. A lot of blood.